Hi, welcome to Ready Health and Physical Education with Ms. Gillespie. Today we're going to talk about goal setting. So the first thing I want to talk about is be specific. If you're not specific, you won't be able to measure yourself later. Let's say you made a goal of, I want to get strong or stronger. How would you measure that? You could measure yourself different ways. Like a tape measure measures height, width, length. Rulers do the same thing as tape measures. Stopwatches can measure time, how fast things are, and scales can measure weight or how heavy things are. So how do I measure getting stronger? So you could measure your strength by seeing how big your muscles are and how much they grow. Or you could measure strength growth by seeing how much you can lift now and how much you can lift after a time. Goal idea number 1 could be lift a certain amount of weight. How am I going to lift it? With my legs, my arms, or my chest? Or some other body part? Also, I would need to know how much I can lift now. That is called my starting point. Goal idea number 2 could be measure my muscle growth. In other words, how big will my muscles get? I need to know how big they are now before I can figure out how to make my goal. Which muscle or muscles will I be focusing on? How do I measure how big my muscles are? I will need to wrap a measuring tape around the muscle or muscles that I want to measure. Just take a note that make sure you measure the same area or place that you measured at the beginning. An idea for goal number 3 could be getting to a certain form. So you could start doing push-ups, for example, using a bent body with your knees. Then once you master that, you go to the next one, which is incline. Then once you master incline, you can go to full push-ups. So here is a quick recap. For marking period 2, I'd like you to choose one of 3 goal ideas for fitness. Goal idea number 1, lift a certain amount of weight by the end of the marking period. Goal idea number 2 is to measure muscle growth. Or goal number 3 would be getting to a certain form in your exercise. So for example, starting with knee push-ups and ending up at full push-ups. If your goal is to get stronger, you will need to figure out how to measure your strength. Remember, be specific in your goal. Take some time to think about what kind of fitness goal you'd like to have for your next marking period. Will it be on strength, endurance, time, size, or perfecting your form? After you figure out what your focus is, you're going to have to figure out how you will measure it. Some things can be measured with a tape measure. Other things will have to be measured with a stopwatch, while other things are measured with a scale. Other things are measured by keeping record, and by keeping record, sometimes you'll keep track of how your form changes, how many reps you do, what time you have measured, or maybe how heavy you lift something. Some of these measures will be used in combination to keep track. Now's the time to go to your device and figure out your focus of what you want to do and how you want to measure it. Now's the chance to talk it over with your teachers if you have any questions or need to figure out some things. But then go to Google Classroom and fill out your form to answer the specific questions on your goal.